So the week 42 patches here for Icarus. This week we get mounts. These are our first form of vehicles in the game, which are going to be usable on Olympus, Outpost, and Styx. So the two mounts added in this week's patch is the Buffalo mount and the new animal, the Moa. The Moa is the faster one of the two, but the Buffalo is your heavy loader, which can carry a lot of stuff if you wish. So let's take a look at what else is new in this patch. I'm going to go from left to right here. You will need to unlock the basic riding saddle, the Buffalo pack harness, the animal bed, the water trough, and the food trough. To unlock the first few of these items, you will need to be in tier 2. So you'll need to come to next to where your textiles bench is, and you will unlock your food trough here, your water trough, your basic riding saddle, and your animal bed. So this here will give you the basics of raising a juvenile animal, which I'll cover in a moment, along with being able to ride a Moa and saddle a Moa and feed and water it. But if you're wanting a buffalo, you will have to come to your advanced textiles bench, which is in tier 3, and unlock the buffalo pack harness. So just because you need to unlock the textile bench to access some of these items, you have to craft the food trough and the water trough on the crafting bench, the basic riding saddle and the animal bed on the textiles bench. And to craft the buffalo pack harness, you will have to craft it on the advanced textiles bench. Once you have crafted the food trough and the water trough, any of these foods here you see are able to be placed in the food trough. Be the pumpkin, corn, wild berries, carrots, and watermelons. As I've been testing this over the past couple of days, just a little bit of advice: if you do have a greenhouse on your outpost, I'd recommend just setting up a whole bunch of corn, as you can get a whole bunch of it per harvest, and then just feeding that in the trough, as they'll happily eat this. So now that you got the food trough and the water trough crafted, you want to go ahead and place them. Deploy the water first, and then deploy the food. So to fill the water trough, you can either place it outside and it'll fill up with rain, or you can place it indoors and you can use your canteen. So you drag the canteen onto your hotbar and you select it, and then you press F to fill the trough. One full canteen will pretty much half fill your water trough. But if you keep your canteen selected, you also can refill your canteen from the trough, like so. Next up is your food trough. You want to just take any selection of food. I just use basically the corn because I can create a lot of it. So you're going to just go ahead and put them in there. And there you go. And the animal generally eats the first one on the list and works its way through. And you'll visibly see the trough fill up with items here to what it would look like when it was empty. Same goes for the water. You can visibly see when it's got water in it, and when it hasn't got water in it. You also can tell by the water icon in the top right corner of the little box for the water trough. You can see it visibly fill up with a little white line. As during the taming process, your juvenile will say it's sleepy in a text box above its name, and it'll want to lie down and go to sleep and all of that stuff. So if you don't have this, you can't really tame a juvenile. So you're going to need an area cordoned off with some fencing around it, with a bed inside. The juvenile will lie in here. Make sure you got a food and water trough filled so the juvenile can also eat. You'll also need to craft the bed at the textiles bench, which will require 60 fiber and 20 fur. So just to clarify, for the basic saddle, you will need 14 leather, 6 fur, and 2 rope, and that is craftable on the textiles bench. The taming process is identical between the buffalo and the Moa. So you will have to take out the parent before you can even interact with the juvenile. You can easily identify a juvenile because of its size. It is significantly smaller than the parent. Once you've taken out the parent, you'll be able to see that you can now interact with the juvenile, and you will see a bunch of icons above its head. The only thing you've really got to worry about at the minute is by pressing F on the juvenile so it actually follows you. Upon pressing F on the juvenile, you will see that you can now lead the juvenile and it will follow you. You don't have to do anything, you just need to remain close to it, or it will start trying to wander back towards another buffalo adult. This can be a lengthy process depending on where you found your juvenile and where your base is, so stay close to the juvenile and protect it just in case there's any hostiles in the area like wolves or boars or anything like that. So once you've got your juvenile back to your base, if you followed all the steps that I've covered so far in regards to the bed, the water trough and the food trough, you will start seeing a blue taming bar appear on your juvenile. So it's got the rest, it's got the food, it's got the water. You can see by the icons above its head, it's happy. So the taming process will keep on going up as long as it's got them 3 things nearby. The taming process takes around about 15 to 20 minutes in total. I would recommend though, if you have 2 juveniles for example but only 1 bed, I would recommend putting down a 2nd bed just to play it safe and get the taming process done quicker. As you can see here, it has an unhappy face icon, so this means it requires sleep. So it will try and locate a bed. Once it's located a bed, it will lie down, go to sleep. The taming process will continue and then it will get a happy face. Once your juvenile has become tamed, you will see its HP bar, its food and its water levels. Also, now that it's tamed, you can press F on the mount and claim ownership of it. I think it's good to show you what kind of structure I've built to protect the juveniles and the mounts once you've tamed them. So I've built an enclosure like this out of stone because so it's harder for wolves to attack and stuff like that. Give myself a little bit of lighting and also a water sprinkler system, as I'm in a forested area and I don't want the animals to get burnt by lightning or anything like that. So the water sprinkler system will get triggered. And a little outside segment here, so you can put water troughs out here so the animals can drink and you don't have to worry about having to fill these up all the time, because it is time consuming because the animals do drink a lot of water. So it's just nice to have these outside with a little bit of protection, and they can just have the water troughs filled up all the time. And then I've got the water, then I've got the food troughs on the inside, which you just fill up with, like I said, with corn. That's what I use. Now, if you want to put your mounts and juveniles all in the same pen, this is where you would place your bed, in here, like so. Once they're tamed, they don't use a bed at all. This is purely just for the juvenile process. So if you want, you can leave it in the same pen or have a separate location, but you will have to have it walled off with at least some basic wood railing or a walled enclosure to protect it from wolves or any other hostile animals. Once you have tamed your juvenile and it's fully grown, you can just simply pick your bed back up so your animals can just walk around, and it prevents any glitching or hitching or your animals moving around getting to troughs or anything like that, just in case. So this is the Moa with the basic saddle on. You only can place the basic saddle on the Moa. You can't place the buffalo harness on here. And this is the basic saddle on the buffalo. The differences is on the Moa, you get 2 slots, 100 kg carry weight. You get 100 kg carry weight with the buffalo, but you get 6 slots with the basic saddle. But if I was to take this basic saddle off the buffalo and then put the harness on, you get 16 slots. With the buffalo harness on, it is unrideable. Bear in mind, you can have more than 1 buffalo follow you technically with all the buffalo harnesses on, so you can actually create a caravan of just hauling huge amounts of resources if you really want to. So the stat differences between the Moa and the buffalo are as follows. Health 702, stamina 300, movement speed 180, sprint capacity 1247, and the buffalo is health 1206, stamina 400, movement speed 130, sprint speed 999. So another big difference between the Buffalo and the Moa is this Buffalo you can actually set to passive or defensive. So it will defend you if you get attacked, or you can just set the passive where it will not defend you at all. So out of all the biomes, I've had more luck finding the Moa and Buffalo in the forest biome, particularly up by L10, M10. These are the two areas where I found them mostly. This is on the Olympus outpost, but they are on Styx and the Olympus maps as well. Tell you what, this has got some movement on it, this. Yeah, you're going to see me riding the Moa, a few short clips from a live stream. This is going to be through the forest biome and the desert. You can put food in the inventory of your mounts, and apparently they eat it. I haven't saw that myself. I have tried this. That's why I haven't included it in the video. But I'm just letting you know, making you aware of it. So that's it. The week 42 patch notes for you guys. It's been very different today. I've had to bring you guys a lot of information for you to digest. So I've had to try to make it into a tutorial format. Bigger than usual. A lot of information. Hope you found it helpful. Put a lot of work into this one. Leave a like on the video. Comment down below if you think I've missed anything. Thanks for watching. If you are new here, subscribe to the channel. If you want to support me, you can become a channel member by hitting that blue join button. Until the next time, guys, I'll see you all later.